everybody. Today we're just going to have a look at some videos on some stopes just to clarify a few things. So in this video we're going to look at a bogger cleaning up a hang up and knocking down the brow. So you can see the freshly pinned mesh up here, and they've obviously sending the bogger back in to just clean up this brow area here, and the stope's in behind. As you can see, it's taking a big chunk out. Again, scraping forward to try and clean the brow up, and then knock the big rocks off, clean up the scats, and make it nice and clean so the jump operator can come in. Oh! Now this is a really... trying to get the volume right so everybody can hear me and hear it. Now have a look in this area here. You can see the tiny rocks starting to fall. And remember, whenever you've got tiny rocks starting to fall, big rocks follow. So just keep your eye on this area around here. See the puffs of dust? A bit more over here. Bit more. You can hear it starting to pop and crack. Lots more, and bang. That's the way it goes. So whenever you see small rocks falling like that, there's often big rocks coming behind it. So that's a good one, that one to look at first up. Next we're going to have a look at this bogger. It's going in to get the stope to reel. So the dirt's been compacted up the back, and they need to loosen at the bottom so the dirt will reel down. You can see it starting to reel there. Really needs a hose on it. There's lots of, as you can see, the dust come through, and you can see it reeling. And this is what you've got to watch out for, because when it reels like this, sometimes you can get some bigger rocks come down and spit out at you. Again, I would probably have a hose on the wall here pointed up so it's watering down. If I came down as a shift boss and saw that, then I wouldn't be too happy about the fact that there's no water on it. So I'd be getting the bogger operator to stop and put some water on it. So with this one, they're doing the same thing, trying to get the hang up, trying to get the stope to reel. This is a bit of an obstacle here, this mesh on this side. I would have got rid of that before I started to bog. I'd be paranoid about it hooking onto something back there on the engine and ripping something off. But again, they're just trying to get the bogger to the stope to reel. You can see it coming. It wants to come. And again, the little rocks, and then you'll get some big rocks that follow it. And there it comes. And the reason that they want this to happen is because it's not compacted in and now it's all nice and loose, makes it much easier to bog it. But again, you want to be watering that down. That's nice sized dirt, easy bogging by the looks of things there. Really good. But you just got to make sure that you've got your water on it. Next video that we're going to watch is from an overseas mine. And this is the way that we used to do things back in the day when I first started remote bogging back in the 90s. So you see how he's got the harness over his shoulders and he's walking in behind it. This is the sort of thing that they used to do back in 96, 97. So I'm assuming that this is from an overseas mine. And you can sort of see that he's got looks like he's got an airflow helmet on, but again, you know, you'd want all this water down if it was here in WA or Australia. And, you know, there's no way that they'd let someone stand there like that. Unfortunately, we've scraped a lot of people up against the wall over the years with this. When we used to line of sight remote like that, they used to put a cutty in the wall and put a big pad on the ground. So you stood on the pad and you had the cutty in the wall to retreat into if the bogger went crazy. because unfortunately they do. They go crazy every now and then. I had one go crazy on me in 97, and it went up and down the drive, you know, for about an hour and a half before it stopped itself, and I was able to get out of the cuddy. But again, you see the dust coming out. That's unacceptable in Australia completely. So you'd be wanting them to throw some water on that dirt straight away. And this is the last one that we'll look at that got sent in. And as you can see, this bogger is on on line of sight remotes, and he's got the bucket stuck with a great big rock in it. And at this point, he should be dropping the bucket down to get those wheels back on the ground so he can retreat out of there. Instead, he's just frozen. So the ideal thing would have been to crowd the bucket down or drop the boom, do both, and try and get those wheels back on the ground, and then try and get that bogger out before the rest of this stuff falls in like it's about to. And you can see it's pretty easy to bury a bogger when you do stuff like this and you're not confident in what you're doing. So, yeah, not great. But I hope you found that entertaining, and if you've got any more questions that you want answered, please send them through, and if you can like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.